Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is Eventide Theater's production of The Merchant of Venice, drop-in edition. For those of you who are new or curious or just casting about the internet, drop-in Shakespeare is something that we're sponsoring is for actors and the arts community to continue to stay engaged with each other and with you. The really fun, exciting thing about Drop-in Shakespeare is there are no rules. Anybody can play any role. Anybody can cheat about an hour beforehand where all roles are up for grabs. And anyone from any back, quick little sit down, talk through technical rehearsal about 15-20 minutes prior to, and then we go live. And we're going to read this play from beginning to end. So folks, I hope you enjoy what we're about to do. Sit back, buckle up, and please enjoy Eventide's production of our Drop-in Shakespeare, Drop-in Merchant of Venice. Starting Act 1, Scene 1, Venice, a street.
In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies, with portly sail, like signors and rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea, do overpeer the petty traffickers that curtsy to them, do them reverence, as they fly by them with their woven wings.
Leave me, sir. Had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I should be still plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering in maps for ports and piers and roads, and every object that make me fear misfortune to my ventures out of doubt would make me sad.
My wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ague when I thought what harm a wind too great might do at sea. I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats, and see my wealthy Andrew docked in sand, veiling her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. Should I go to church and see the holy edifice of stone, and not bethink me straight of dangerous rocks, which touching but my gentle vessel's side, would scatter all her spices on the stream, enrobe the roaring waters with my silks, and in a word, but even now worth this, and now worth nothing? Shall I have the thought to think on this, and shall I lack the thought that such a thing bechanced would make me sad? But tell not me, I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why, then you are in love.
Fie, fie.
Not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not merry, and 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry because you are not sad. Now, by two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time, some that will evermore peep through their eyes and laugh like parrots at a bagpiper, and others of such vinegar aspect that they'll not show their teeth in way of smile, though Nestor swear the jest be laughable.
Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman. Gratiano and Lorenzo, fare ye well. We leave you now with better company.
I would have stayed till I had made you merry, if worthier friends had not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it your own business calls on you, and you embrace the occasion to depart.
Good morrow, my good lords.
Good signors both, when shall we laugh? Say, when? You grow exceeding strange, must it be so?
We'll make our leisures to attend on yours.
Lorenzo. That was Lorenzo? Dylan Lorenzo. Oh, geez. Oh, my Lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you, have in mind where we must meet. Bassanio?
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world but as the world, Gratiano. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine, than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire caught in alabaster? Sleep when he wakes and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a wilful stillness entertain with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I ope my lips let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears which, hearing them, would call their brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait. For this fool gudgeon, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo, fare ye well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of those same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years mo, thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Ah,
Farewell. I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks, if faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried and a maid not vendible.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all ere you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search.
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of?
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something a more swelling port than my faint means that would grant continuance. Nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate, but my care is to come fairly off from the great debts where in my time something too prodigal hath left me engaged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and burden all my plots and purposes, how to clear all of the debt pipe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow a self-same flight, the self-same way with more advice watch, to find the other fourth, and by adventuring both, I oft found both. I urge this childhood proof, because what follows is pure, and I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe, lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow that self-way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your latter hazard back again, and steady rest better for the first.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost than if you had made waste of all I have. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed into it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont, there is a lady who richly left, and she is fair. And fair than that word, of wondrous virtues. Times from her eyes I did receive fair speechlessages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Kate daughter, Brutus's Portia. Nor is the world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blow in from every coast. Renowned suitors, her sunny locks hang on her temples like a golden fleece, which make her seat of Belmont cultural strand, and many Jasons come in quest of her. Oh, my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, have a mind presages me such thrift, that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked, even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust or for my sake.
Scene 2, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Portia with a waiting woman, Nerissa.
Well, by my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Do we have a Nerissa?
Oh, what happened to Nerissa?
Where's Karen? Didn't come on yet. Where's Chris?
What happened to Karen?
We need a Nerissa.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick as they surfeit, with too much as they are that starve with nothing. It is mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instructions. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. The brain may devise laws for the blood, but a hot temper leaps o'er a cold decree. Such a hair is madness. The youth to skip o'er the meshes of good counsel, the cripple. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore the lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will, no doubt, never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, or name them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan Prince.
Ah, that's a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse, and he makes it a great approbation to his own good parts. That he can shoe him himself, I am much afeard my lady his mother played false with a smith.
Then there is the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown, as who should say, if you will not have me, choose. He hears merry tales and smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. I had rather be married to a death's head with a bone in his mouth than to either of these. God defend me from these two.
How say you by the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?
God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but he, oh, why, he hath a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the Count Palatine. He is every man in no man. If he throstle sing, he falls straight a capering. He will fence with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands. If he would despise me, I would forgive him. For if he would love me to madness, I shall never requite him.
What say you then to Falconbridge, the young Baron of England?
You know I say nothing to him, for he understands not me, nor I him. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian, and you will come into the court and swear that I have a poor penny's worth in the English. He is a proper man's picture, but alas, who can converse with a dumb show? How oddly he is suited. I think he bought his doublet in Italy, his round hose in France, his bonnet in Germany, and his behavior everywhere.
What think you of the Scottish lord, his neighbor?
That he hath a neighborly charity in him, for he hath borrowed a box of the ear of the Englishman, and swore he would pay him again when he was able. I think the Frenchman became his surety, and sealed under for another.
How like you the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is a little worse than a man, and when he is worst, he's a little better than a beast. And the worst fall that ever fell, I hope I shall make shift to go without him.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will, if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket, for if the devil be within, and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I'll be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady. The having any of these lords, they have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending on the caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them, but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar and a soldier that came hither in company of the Marquis of Montferrat?
Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called.
True, madam. He, of all the men that e'er my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving of a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. How now?
Serving man.
What news?
The four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave. And there is a forerunner come from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word to his prince his master will be here tonight.
If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good a heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa. Sirrah, go before. Whilst we shut the gates upon one wooer, another knocks at the door.
Excellent. Scene 3, Venice, a public place. Enter Bassanio with Shylock the Jew.
3,000 ducats. Well.
Aye, sir, for 3 months.
For 3 months? Well.
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall be bound. Well.
May you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months, and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard the imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no, no, no. My meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound to Tripolis, another to the Indies. I understand, moreover, upon the Rialto, he hath a third at Mexico, a fourth for England, and other ventures he hath squandered abroad. But ships and are but boards, and sailors but men. There be land rats and water thieves and land thieves. I mean pirates. And then there is the peril of the waters, winds and rocks. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take his bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which your prophet, the Nazarite, conjured the devil into. I will buy you, sell you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on Rialto? Who is he comes here?
This is Signor Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian. But more for that, in low simplicity, he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails even there where merchants most do congregate. On me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I am debating of my present store, and by the near guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. What of that? Oh, Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft. How many months do you desire? I'll rest you, fair good signor. Your worship was the last man in my mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by taking nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed how much ye would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
Oh, I had forgot. 3 months. You told me so. And then your bond. And let me see. But hear you, methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abram was, as what his wise mother wrought in his behalf, the third possessor. Aye, he was the third.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not take interest, not as you would say, directly interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised, that all the evenings which were streaked and pied should fall on Jacob's hire, the ewes being rank. In the end, autumn turned to the rams, and when the work of generation was between these woolly breeders in the act, the skillful shepherd peeled me certain wands, and in doing the deed of kind, he stuck them up before the fulsome ewes, who then conceiving did in evening time fall party-colored lambs, and those were Jacob's. This was the way to thrive, and he was blessed. And thrift is blessing, if men skill it not.
This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for, a thing not in his power to bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good? Or is your gold and silver ewes and rams?
I cannot tell. I make it breed as fast. But note me, Signor.
Mark you this, Bassanio, the devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witnesses like a villain with a smiling cheek, a goodly apple rotten at the heart. What a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats. 'Tis a good round sum. 3 months from 12, then. Let me see. The rate would be...
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I have borne it with a patient shrug. For sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for use of that which is mine own. Well then, it now appears you need my help. Go to them. You come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have money, you say. So you that did void your room upon my beard and put me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Money's is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, has the dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low in a bondsman's key with bated breath and whispering humbleness say this, oh, fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last. You spurned me such a day another time. You called me dog, and for these courtesies, I'll lend you thus much monies.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, who is, if he break, thou mayest with better face exact thy penalty.
Why, look you how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no doit of usance for my monies. And you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kind.
This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary, seal me there, your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleases me.
Content and faith. I'll seal to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'd rather dwell in my necessity.
Why, fear not, man, I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealing teaches them suspect the thoughts of others. Pray you, tell me this. If he should break his day, should I gain by the exaction of this forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable profitable neither as flesh of muttons, beef, or goats, I say. To buy his favor, I extend this friendship. If you will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him direction for this merry band, and I will go and purse the ducat straight. See to my house, and let the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I will be with you.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on. Is this there can be no dismay? My ships come home a month before the day.
Act 2, Scene 1. Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Flourish of cornets. Enter the Prince of Morocco, a tawny Moor, all in white, and 3 or 4 followers accordingly, with Portia, Nerissa, and their train.
Mislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed liveries of thy burnished son, to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. Bring me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus's fire scarce thaws the icicles, and let us make incision for your love, to prove whose blood is reddest, his or mine. I tell thee, lady, thy aspect of mine hath feared the valiant. By my love, I swear the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen.
In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit, to yield myself his wife, who wins me by that means I told you, yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection.
Even for that I thank you. Therefore, I pray you, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune. By this scimitar that slew the Sophie and a Persian prince that won 3 fields of Sultan Suleiman, I would outstare the sternest eyes that look, outbrave the heart most daring on the earth, pluck the young suckling cubs from the she-bear, yea, mock the lion when he roars for prey, to win thee, lady. But alas, the while, if Hercules and Lycus play at dice, which is the better man, the greater throw may turn by fortune from the weaker hand. So Alcide's beaten by his page. So may I, blind fortune leading me, miss that which one unworthier may attain, and die with grieving.
You must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterwards in way of marriage. Therefore, be advised.
Nor will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
First, forward to the temple. After dinner, your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune, then, to make me blessed or cursed among men.
Scene 2, Venice, a street. Enter Launcelot Gobbo, the clown, alone.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Lancelot Gobbo, good Lancelot, or good Gobbo, or good Lancelot Gobbo, use your legs, take the start, run away. My conscience says, no, take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobbo, or as aforesaid, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run, scorn running with thy heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Away, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. Well, my conscience hanging about my neck, my heart says very wisely to my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, for indeed my father did something smack, something grow to, he had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, says I, you counsel well. Fiend, says I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, who's saying, your reference is the devil himself. Oh, certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnate, and in my conscience is but a kind of hard conscience to offer to counsel me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command. I will run.
Master, young man, I pray you, which is the way to the master Jews?
Oh, heavens, this is my true begotten father, who, being more than sand blind, high gravel blind, knows me not. I will try confusion with him.
Master, young gentleman, I pray you, which is the way to the master Jews?
Oh, well, you turn upon your right hand at the next turning, but at the next turning of all, on your left, marry, at the very next turning, turn of no hand, but turn indirectly to the Jew's house.
My God, sonties, 'twill be a hard way to hit. Can you tell me whether one Lancelot that dwell with him or no?
Talk of you, of young Master Lancelot? Oh, mark me now. Now will I rage waters. Talk of you, Master Lancelot.
No, master sir, but a poor man's son, his father, though I say it is an honest, exceeding poor man, and God be thanked, well to live.
Well, let his father be what it will. We talk of young Master Lancelot.
Your worship's friend and Lancelot, sir.
But I pray you, ergo, old man, ergo, I beseech you, talk you of young Master Lancelot?
Well, oh, Lancelot, and please your mastership.
Ergo, Master Lancelot. Talk not of Master Lancelot, father. For the young gentleman, according to fates and destinies and such odd sayings, the sisters three and such branches of learning, is indeed deceased. Or, as you would say in plain terms, gone to heaven.
Mary, God forbid! The boy was the very staff of my age, my very prop.
Do I look like a cudgel or a hubble post, a staff or a prop? Do you know me, father?
Alack the day, I know you not, young gentleman, but I pray you, tell me, is my boy, God rest his soul, alive or dead?
Do you not know me, father?
Alack, sir, I am sand blind, I know you not.
Nay, indeed, if you had your eyes, you might fail of knowing me. It is a wise father that knows his own child. Well, old man, I will tell you the news of your son. Give me your blessing. Truth will come to light. Murder cannot be hid long. A man's son may, at the length, truth will out.
Pray you, sir, stand up. I am sure you are not Lancelot, my boy.
Pray you, let's have no more fooling about it, but give me your blessing. I am Lancelot, your boy that was, your son that is, your child that shall be.
I cannot think you are my son.
I know not what I shall think of that, but I am Lancelot, the Jew's man, and I am sure Marjorie, your wife, is my mother.
Well, her name is Marjorie, indeed. I'll be sworn, if thou be Lancelot, thou art mine own flesh and blood. Lord worshipped might he be. What a beard hast thou got! Thou hast got more hair on thy skin than Dobbin, my Phil horse, has on his tail.
It should seem then that Dobbin's tail grows backwards.
Ah!
I am sure he had more hairs on his tail than I have on my face when I last saw him.
Lord, how art thou changed? How dost thou and thy master agree? I have brought him a present. How agree you now?
Well, but for mine own part, as I have set up my rest to run away, so I will not rest till I have run some ground. My master's a very Jew. Give him a present, give him a halter. I am famished in his service. You may tell every finger I have with my ribs. Father, I am glad you are come. Give me your present to one Master Bassanio, who indeed gives rare new liveries. If I serve not him, I will run as far as God has any ground. Oh, rare fortune. Here comes the man to him, Father, for I am a Jew. If I serve the Jew any longer.
You may do so, but let it be so hasted that supper be ready at the farthest by 5 of the clock. See these letters delivered. Put the liveries to making, and desire Gratiano to come anon to my lodging.
To him, Father.
God bless your worship.
Gramercy, wouldst thou aught with me?
Here is my son, sir, a poor boy.
Not a poor boy, sir, but the rich Jew's man that would, sir, as my father shall specify.
He hath a great infection, sir, as one would say, to serve.
Indeed. The short of the long is, I serve the Jew and have a desire, as my father shall specify.
His master and he, saving your worship's reverence, are scarce cater cousins.
To be brief, the very truth is that the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me, as my father, being, I hope, an old man, shall fructify unto you.
I have here a dish of doves that I would bestow upon your worship, and my suit.
In very brief, the suit is impertinent to myself, as your worship shall know by this honest old man. And though I say it, though old man, yet poor man, my father.
Well, speak for both. What would you?
Serve you, sir.
That's the very defect of the matter, sir.
I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Shylock thy master spoke with me this day, and hath preferred thee. If he preferment to leave a rich Jew's service to become the follower of so poor of gentlemen.
The old proverb is very parted between my master Shylock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, sir, and he hath enough.
Thou speakest it well. Go, father, with thy son. Take leave of thy old master, and inquire my lodging out. Give him a livery more guarded than his fellows. See it done.
Father, in. I cannot get a service. No, I have ne'er tongue in my head. Well, if any man in Italy have a fair table which doth offer to swear upon a book, I shall have good fortune. Go to. Here's a simple line of life. Here's a small trifle of wives. Alas, 15 wives is nothing. 11 widows and 9 maids is a simple coming in for one man. And then to escape drowning thrice, and to be in peril of my life with the edges of a feather bed, here are simple escapes. Well, if fortune be a woman, she's a good wench for this gear. Father, come. I'll take my leave of the Jew in the twinkling of an eye.
I pray thee, good Leonardo, think on this. These things being bought an orderly doe. Return in haste, for I do feast tonight my best esteemed acquaintance. Hie thee, go. My best endeavors shall be done here.
Where's your master?
Yonder, sir, he walks.
Signor Bassanio,
Gratiano,
I have a suit for you.
you have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why, thou must. But hear thee, Gratiano, thou art wild, too rude, and too bold of voice. That could become thee happily enough, and eyes as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why, there they show something too liberal. Pray thee, take pain to allay with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest thou thy wild behavior I be misconstrued in the place I go to, and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect, and swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, nay more, while grace is saying, Hood mine eyes thus with mine hat, and sigh and say, Amen. Use all the observance of civility, like one studied in sad Austin to please his grandam. Never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. You shall not gauge me by what we do tonight.
Oh, that were pity. I would entreat you rather to put on your oldest suit of mirth, and for we have friends that purpose merriment. But fare you well. I have some business.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest, but we will visit you at supper time.
Scene 3, the same, a room in Shylock's house. Enter Jessica and Lancelot.
I am sorry thou wilt leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou, a merry devil, didst rob it of some of its taste of tediousness. But fare thee well, there is a ducat for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper thou shalt see Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest. Give him this letter, do it secretly, and so farewell. I would not have my father see me in talk with thee.
Adieu. Tears exhibit my tongue, most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. If a Christian did not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. But adieu, these foolish drops do something drown my manly spirit. Adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. O Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife.
Scene 4, the same, a street. Enter Gratiano, Lorenzo, Salarino, and Salanio.
Linda?
Lorenzo, nay, we will slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging, and return all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation.
We have not spoken yet of torchbearers.
'Tis vile, unless it may be quality ordered, and better in my mind not undertook.
'Tis now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. Friend Lancelot, what's the news? And it shall pass you to break up this, it shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand, and whiter than the paper it writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news, in faith.
By your leave, sir.
Whither thou goest?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my new master the Christian.
Hold here. Take this. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her. Speak it privately. Go, gentlemen. Will you prepare you for this mask tonight? I am provided of a torchbearer.
I'm merry. I'll be gone about it straight.
And so will I. Meet me and Graziano at Graziano's lodging some hour hence.
'Tis good we do so.
Was not that letter for fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what page's suit she hath in readiness. And ere the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for his gentle daughter's sake, and never dare misfortune cross her foot, unless she do it under this excuse, that she is issue to a faithless Jew. Come, go with me. Peruse this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torturer.
Scene 5, the same. Before Shylock's house. Enter Shylock the Jew and Lancelot his man, that was the clown.
Well, thou shalt see, the eyes shall be thy judge. The difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not gourmandize as thou hast done me. Jessica! And sleep and snore and rend apparel up. Why, Jessica, I say?
Why, Jessica?
Who bids thee call? I did not bid thee call.
Your worship was wont to tell me that I could do nothing without bidding.
Call you? What is your will?
I am bid forth to supper, Jessica. There are my keys, and wherefore shall I go? I am not bid for love, they flatter me, and yet I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house, I am right loath to go. There is some ill a-brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mask. But if you do, then it was not for nothing that my nose fell a-bleeding on Black Monday last 6 o'clock in the morning. Falling out that year on Ash Wednesday was 4 year in the afternoon.
What are their masks? Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the drum and the vile squealing of the wry-necked fife, clamber not you up to the casements then, nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze upon Christian fools with varished faces, but stop my house's ears. I mean my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. By Jacob's staff, I swear, I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before me, sir. Say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out at window for all this. There will come a Christian boy, will be worth a Jewess's eye.
What says the fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
His words were farewell, mistress, nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snails slow in profit, and he sleeps by day more than the wildcat. Drones hive not with me, therefore I part with him, and part with him to one that would have him help to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Do as I bid you. Shut doors after you. Fast bind, fast bind. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter lost.
Scene 6, the same. Enter the maskers, Graziano and Salarino.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to take a stand.
His hour is almost past.
And it is marvel that he outdwells his hour, for lovers ever run before the clock.
Oh, 10 times faster Venus pigeons fly to seal love's bonds new made than they are wont to keep obliged faith unforfeited.
That ever holds, who riseth from a feast with that keen appetite that he sits down. Where is the horse that doth untread again his tedious measures with the unbated fire that he did pace them first? All things that are with more spirit chaste than enjoyed. How like a younker or a prodigal the scarfed bark puts away her native bay, hugged and embraced by the strumpet wind. How like the prodigal does she return, with o'er-weathered ribs and ragged sails, lean, rent, and beggared by the strumpet wind.
Here comes Lorenzo. More of this hereafter.
Sweet friends. Computer, sorry. Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode. Not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When you shall please to play the thieves for wives, I'll watch as long for you then. Approach. Here dwells my father, Jew. Ho! Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, albeit I'll swear that I do not know your tongue, or I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and thy love.
Lorenzo, certain, and my love indeed. For who love I so much, and now who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts a witness that thou art.
Here, catch this casket. It is worth the plains. I am glad 'tis night you do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my Shamus? They, in themselves, good sooth, are too light. Why, 'tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
So are you, sweet, even the lovely garnish of a boy. But come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors, and gild myself with some more ducats, and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a Gentile and no Jew.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise, if I can judge of her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself, and therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. What, art thou come? On, gentlemen, away. I'm asking mates by this time for us stay.
Enter Antonio.
Who's there?
Signor Antonio?
Fie. Gratiano, where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock. Our friends all stay for you. No mask tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I have sent 20 out to seek for you.
I'm glad on't. I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.